I know it's been about a week, I think, maybe a little bit longer since I last uploaded. Not a lot has really happened. I've just been kind of in my own head and, dealing with just certain issues that have been coming up, just emotional ones and things get triggered in here that I never thought about beforehand. Like, I never thought about my ability to make friends and how good I am or how terrible I am until I am in a situation where it's like a dorm room and you're living with people you don't know and like in my case, I have a roommate. I think there's only two bedrooms on this floor that actually have roommates, and I have one of them and I'm very grateful for it. But you just you're living in closed spaces with people. A lot of times you don't know if you're connecting with somebody because of who they are, or your eating disorders are connecting with each other. That's like a lot of stuff that like I didn't take into consideration. Also, my peg tube, which I have. I have spoken to the doctor twice now, last week and then just this morning, about having the peg tube removed as soon as possible, because one of the things that it is not doing is, obviously we're not using it, and last week I did have a bit of a meltdown where I was kind of regretting the way I came into treatment, and I was feeling like maybe I came in expecting too much and came in like I had set the bar way too high, and if I could do it again, I would come in, use my tube, and then gradually go to food. But after like my day of emotional like turmoil and just I think other issues triggering it, I realized that I don't want to use my tube, that I'm happy I made the decision, that would be a step back no matter what, despite the fact that my nutritionist was kind of like, well, if you wanted to use it, it is there. As long as you're getting the calories in, that's all we really care about. But like, I do care, and if people have to use it, that's fine. I had to use it, and I'm grateful I had it when I needed it, but I don't need it anymore. And another thing that has been a really big trigger for me with it is that I now have to clean it and still deal with it even though I'm not using it. So I am forced twice a day to look and touch like my stomach. I'm forced to look at it. I'm forced to look at my legs, all parts of my body that especially at the end of the day, after eating a lot, or what we assume is a lot, that's the last thing you want to do. And I have even tried with my eyes closed. It just doesn't work, and it's a huge trigger for me, and it's becoming a bit of a setback because I am a lot more unwilling to get as full, because I then have to feel it, and then if the feeling matches up with what I feel I look like, it just sets me up for a really bad night. So I expressed that to the doctor today because I hadn't really explained to her the emotional part behind the tube. I explained to her like the physical issues, like just the fact that it's kind of a nuisance now, because I do have to take care of it. It still gets in the way. It's just a pain. It's a sore reminder for me as I move forward and progress. But it's way more than that, and I made sure to express that to her. And I'm currently right now trying as hard as I can to find the paperwork at home that I know I have, but I must have misplaced, and I don't know why I took it out of the folder. All she needs to know is the exact type of placement it is, and I know I have that paper, and it's driving me crazy because it's missing. And we can't get in touch with my doctor, and she's been trying since last week, so it's like the longer it takes, the longer I have to go with this thing in me. So I'm a little worked up about it today. I'm trying not to get too crazy. Also, it's snowing, which is obviously Denver. It's pretty, and I'll admit that every single time there is snow outside, when we go out for our fresh air breaks, I do go and collect a snowball and I eat it, because it's something I used to do when I was little. It brings me a lot of happiness, and I don't know, I just am obsessed with the way snow tastes, and I don't know. It's something I do. They think I'm funny for it. So at least, they don't think I'm a freak for it. But The only thing that kind of sucks is that it does affect, the weather does affect if we're allowed outside because of how cold it is. And the next few mornings we won't be getting our morning fresh air because it's below 17 degrees and we are not allowed out at all. 17 to, I think, 28, we got 5 minutes. 28 to 32, we get 10. And 32, as long as it's above freezing, we get our 15. I think that's how it works. I'm pretty sure. But no big deal. That's like the least of my worries. I'm just saying it would be more fun if we could be out playing in the snow. But other than that, everything has been pretty good. I really like my team, and I really like the girls on my track. I have been learning to communicate my insecurities and my feelings, and people have been very responsive to it in a positive way, and which I'm not used to, which is why I'm always one to keep things to myself. So that's been helpful, and I no longer feel the way I did. A lot of it, like I said, just has to do with, just all these like little situations in life that you are put into or that come up here, memories that get triggered, things you just don't expect, like are been happening, and it's just trying to like maneuver around it and still like remain an adult. Because sometimes I feel like a 36-year-old with a 13-year-old like eating disorder mentality. Like when my eating disorder comes out, I'm 13 because that's when it started, and when I'm an adult, I'm my age. So there's like, that's a big like regression, I feel like, for myself. And I definitely, like, there are times, like the other day my nutritionist met my eating disorder for the first time, and was in the sense that like I was very defiant going in. I did not usually, I'm like, oh, okay, are we getting an increase? Yeah, all right. But I do it. I don't give her any grief. I don't question her. I trust her. What had happened was Friday morning, I found out my weight. The lady giving vitals accidentally told me, and that was, I did not think at first it was going to affect me because I really was like trying to unhear it, and I wasn't going to tell her, you just fucked my shit up for the day, thanks, because I was trying to mentally be like, it doesn't matter. But you know what, this time, because of the relapse I had, it does matter. And as soon as I acknowledged it, like, I think my brain went numb for a minute, because we're going into a weekend where we don't have any of our normal doctors to talk to. I have, by the way, this is another bit of news, I have been moved from inpatient to res, which means basically that is, I've moved up a level. I am now only seeing my psychiatrist twice a week instead of every day. And once a week we are allowed out off the unit to go on a little outing, and it's nice. You get off the unit. It's kind of like, I kind of felt guilty going this weekend because of like my exercise behaviors and giving into them and stuff, which they have put on this. It's a tracker. Well, I call it a tracker. It kind of it records my footsteps and like my sleeping pattern, because they know how many calories I'm getting in. They don't know how much I'm burning. And since exercise is an issue for me, they put this on so they can adjust my food plan. And obviously I'm still wearing it. I'm really trying to, again, like, cooperate and work with them as much as possible. But yeah, so I was feeling kind of guilty that I had acted on behaviors, so I didn't feel I should go, but my team did not agree with that, and they felt I deserved to go. So I did go. And it was nice to kind of go for a little car ride, see a little bit of the area I'm in, which I have not seen yet, other than the airport. And I found something really nice for my sunshine sibling this week, so that was cool. Usually you're like supposed to make stuff in here, but honestly, over the past few weeks, I've used as much of my creativity and artistic creativity and supplies that they have to offer us here, so I was kind of at a loss. So it was it actually was nice to have found a little something there. But yeah, so I did move up, so that is good. I have worked on my getting this tube out ASAP, which is good. And like I was saying with my nutritionist, finally meeting my eating disorder and the defiance of it, which was no, you better not, I'm not doing this, which she met with just as much of a defiance, which is, I don't care what you want, this is not going to happen your way, which I appreciated. But once she realized why I was acting that way, she was a little upset. But I told her, look, it can't be undone. So how are you going to help me get over this? Because I did not think it was going to be an issue, and it is. But I've been very open about it, and that has helped. And I'll admit, it did not affect, the number did not affect me as much as I thought it was going to be. So I'm actually really happy about that. I thought I was in a state of shock, and at some point this weekend I was going to like lose my shit, but I didn't. So I actually am kind of proud of myself, because it wasn't like the calm before the storm. It just wasn't as bad of a storm this time. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, though, everything's been good. I have rounds again Thursday, so I'll try to check in with you Thursday night or Friday. Not wait too long like I did. I hope everybody had a good week and a wonderful weekend, and happy Monday. I hope you guys have a wonderful week ahead, and I will check in with you guys later on. All right. And to all my new subscribers, welcome. Thank you so much for finding my channel. I appreciate you and all of your support, and for all of my subscribers who write in. It really means a lot to me, and I appreciate it so much. Mwah.